Hello everybody, this is Janelle from Batty Bloomers, and I wanted to talk to you about some evergreens today. These are Blue Cypress trees, and we're going to be trimming them today. I have some helpers that are going to help videotape and also help to trim, and we have two of them out front here. And there's two reasons why I trim these trees. The first reason is because when I planted them, I didn't really realize how big these trees get, and this is a very small front garden, as you can see, not real big. And I didn't realize how big these got. And some stranger, when we were having yard sale out here one time, said, "Oh, you shouldn't have planted those there, they're gonna get huge." And I thought, well, I have clippers, I can always clip it. So that's what I've been doing. Every year, at the beginning of December, I trim them. And then I use the greens to make garland to decorate for Christmas. And I also use some to make wreaths that I sell out the roadside here. So I trim it for two reasons. One, to keep them on the small side, you know, and then the second reason is for greens. So I'll show you, this one is really tall. It's above the cable wire, which we don't even use. We don't even have cable, so that could be taken out and it wouldn't matter. But we are going to trim the tip of it, which I'm a little nervous about doing, but we don't want them to get too much taller. And you can see how they're really, this one especially is bigger because the one on the other side doesn't get as much sun because that's north facing, and this is sort of westish. That's like northeast, this is southwest. So that one's not quite as big, but this one you can see how far it's coming out over the walk. So we're going to trim it, kind of tighten it up a little bit, and I have some helpers that are going to help videotape us trimming, and helpers going to help me trim it. So here we go. Yep.
You want me to turn back all the way back to the stem?
No, not that far back.
How far do you want it? Like here?
No, I don't want farther. A little farther out. A little farther out. Right there, Slick. Okay, I just wanted to show some other trees, greens that I cut for making wreaths and things. They're all on our property. We planted them. I think the only ones that were here that we didn't plant are down there. I don't know if you can see them. They're right there. There's two cedar trees, and they're great to pick for, they're nice and big, so there's a lot there. A lot of the trees that we planted, evergreens, were small for a lot of years, so we didn't take too much off of them. But now they're at a point where we can start harvesting greens for things, and the Blue Cypress, those two, we did plant more, one or two more behind the house. Oh, it's really cold out today. I can't even think. I'm so cold. They're fast growers. Blue Cypress are fast growers. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, white pines are fast growers. And so, thankfully enough, these trees were shorter than I am, and I'm only 5'3". They were just little trees when we planted them, and maybe we planted them 4 years ago. We've been here almost 6 years, so maybe it was closer to 6 years we planted them. But in 6 years, that's how big they are, and that's probably 15 feet tall. That's the tallest of these out front here, but we have more down at the bottom of our property. We love trees. So anyway, and white pines are great because they're so soft to use in wreath making, and of course all those real greens smell amazing. And I'll show you a couple more that I use. So just hang on one second. We do have a hemlock that we planted. It was just a little thing, and now that again is taller than me. But I don't use hemlock. I did try it last year in little wreaths that I put in my kitchen, and they just dropped all over the place. So hemlock is beautiful, but it drops quickly. So I don't typically use hemlock. I'm not going to be using it to sell in wreaths because it's just, you know, it just drops everywhere, and people don't like that. And then you can see we do have, I can't see where I'm pointing. There's white pines right along there. We have more down there. And at the end, there's 4 white pines, if you can see them. And then at the end, there's a Canaan fir, which is similar to a Fraser fir. I don't cut off of those yet because they're very slow growing, and I don't want to ruin their shape or anything like that. When they're bigger, I'll cut and use those for greens also. And then here's the 2 big cedar trees that were here when we moved here, and they're wonderful for cutting and making greens, wreaths and garlands and whatever you want to make. And I have one more I'm going to show you in the back garden. I will be there in a second. Okay, I'm in my secret garden, which is a horrible mess. Don't look too close. I have this ice blue cypress, and that gives a really, it gives color to just the regular evergreen color. You get this blue color. And this tree was like it had 2 leaders. If you know what leaders are on a tree, it should just have one. A tree normally, a pine tree, that's the leader. This tree had 2 leaders, and because of that, I think it was at a discount price, and it looked a little funny. And of course, I can't help myself. When I see a discount price, I snatch it up. And we cut the other leader off, and now the bottom is pretty bare. You can see it there. But it's filling out really well on the top, and it's growing at a decent rate. It's not as fast as the Leland cypress or the white pine, but I do harvest a little bit of that, but not much yet because I don't want to hurt it or anything. And like I said, the bottom doesn't have much on it. Another thing I planted, and I don't even remember what this is. And excuse the weeds, it's horrible back here. I think it's a type of Arborvitae, or maybe it's a cypress. I can't remember, but I planted this specifically for that kind of limey green color, and when this is bigger, I will also harvest from this for wreaths because I love all the different elements and textures and colors you can get with different evergreens, and also holly. I have 2 small holly bushes, aren't big enough yet for me to harvest off of, but I like all that color and texture. So that's the plan with this. And here's an Arborvitae. I don't love Arborvitaes, but one is okay, I guess. And I could harvest that when it's bigger too, maybe. I don't know. I don't love those, but there's another Canaan fir, which is similar to a Fraser fir. So, all right. I'll get back to you about how our trees look, our cypress trees, when they're all trimmed. Okay, so we're almost done with this tree. Had some interruptions that I had to go take care of, some things. But you can see we really hacked, you can see how leggy it is up there. And he cut the tip of it. And we're gonna cut those extras coming off there. And I just cut it really tight. And I don't usually like that look, but it's okay because in the spring it just grows vigorously again, and it has that nice natural look all summer, like the other one over there. And then in the end of November, beginning of December, we cut it tight again, and it's happy to grow back next year. So, and I think it makes the tree actually fuller than you know, if you wouldn't cut it, trim it. And we do want to control the height. As you can see the top of the house there. And yeah, so that's the progress we're making with these. And I will show you how I make wreaths in another video. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'll probably show you the finished product when we're all done. So just hang on. Okay, this is the finished product. They're not perfect, but I'm okay with that because I'm not a perfectionist. And there's the other one. So they're a lot less, so you can see there's a couple little branches sticking out, but I don't really, it's not a big deal to me because they're gonna grow right back. They grow so fast. I mean, we cut those 3 trash bags full of just Leland cypress. And like I showed you, I will cut white pine. I'll cut some of that, a little bit of that ice blue cypress. There it is out back. And also I forgot to show you these. These are cherry laurels. And they're an evergreen. Now one year it did get down to -7. And they got brown. But they lived, but the leaves didn't stay green. So we don't normally get to negative. That was a cold year for us here. So they usually stay evergreen all winter, and they're beautiful just to have the green color. There's another one there. And I do use some of that euonymus, the variegated, for arrangements as well. It's not very big, so I don't use a lot of it. So I'll probably put that in the wreath that I'll put on my front door. I should try to take cuttings and plant some in more sun, and they might get bigger, and then I'd have more to plant. And I also use, I don't know if you can see it, there's cars here, so it's going to be loud in a minute. Red twig dogwood right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go around this way. I have several of them. I'm going to probably either be trimming them back hard. I probably will trim them when I decorate. Oh, you can't see. Let me go over this way. So here's one. You can kind of see the red against the road there. That one there. Everybody must be going home from work. It's busy right now. And then these. You can see the red stems there. They need trimmed because the older they get, the less red the stems are. So I really should take it back down pretty far, but I don't really want to take it down that far, so I probably actually won't. We kind of like the privacy in the summertime. So anyway, they're a nice red addition to wreaths. Also, it gives a little bit of interest, and also I have curly willow trees that we use also to give some interest to wreaths. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. I almost forgot to tell you that I had 3 wonderful helpers that helped me cut and collect all the branches off of these trees. And so I just wanted to make sure I put that out to you all, that I had some wonderful helpers. Okay, we'll see you next time.